President Trump's use of the Alien Enemies Act also has many Japanese Americans living in fear. The act was last invoked during World War II to incarcerate them in internment camps. Today, ABC 10 News reporter Perla Shaheen spoke with one San Diego woman about the long-standing impact it has had on her family.
This San Diego family was forced out of their home in the 1940s. They were American citizens crammed into internment camps with scarce resources simply for having Japanese ancestry.
There was no safety psychologically or physically.
They were Hanai Hara's grandparents. Hara's father was born during their incarceration. The U.S. government put the Hara family and more than 120,000 innocent Japanese Americans into overcrowded barracks for years after Pearl Harbor. This was enabled through the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which allows the president to detain and deport people connected to an enemy nation without due process.
When you hear something like this coming back, being invoked again, what do you feel?
Oh, I'm just absolutely livid. It causes such psychological trauma over and over again.
Japanese Americans are now being reminded of this infamous period in history as the Trump administration invoked the Alien Enemies Act to deport hundreds of alleged Venezuelan gang members in Tren de Aragua. President Trump claims the gang is an invading force conducting irregular warfare in the U.S.
We need checks and balances. This ancient law gives the president way too much power to misuse.
Representative Juan Vargas co-sponsored legislation to repeal the president's powers under this act, although he recognizes it's unlikely to pass through a Republican-led Senate and House.
But at least we put a marker down and say, this is a bad law. There are other opportunities for the federal government to really go after people if they are traitors or if there is a problem. They don't need this act, and it should be repealed.
It really is a time where we need to cluster together and to really find our common ground.
Hara worries this act could once again lead to the incarceration of innocent migrants. She's speaking out so that history does not repeat itself. Perla Shaheen, ABC 10 News.